Hi guys, welcome back. Today we are going to learn to add and subtract integers and decimals. We've got 4 success criteria, and the first one is to be able to recall basic number bonds. So the word add can mean different things. So we can say it means for increase, we can say more than. Sum means add, total, greater than, and plus. For the word subtract, we can use words such as decrease, difference, minus, less, take away, or deduct. So here we want to write down pairs of numbers that will add up to make 10. So we've got 0 and 10, 4 and 6, 2 and 8, 1 and 9, 5 and 5, and 3 and 7. These are known as number bonds. So try to answer these questions mentally without a written method. So pause the video, and when you're ready to see what you should have done, press play. Here are your answers. So the first one, 10 minus 3 is 7, 10 minus 6 is 4, and 10 minus 9 is 1. 100 minus 58 is 42, 100 minus 81 is 19, and 100 minus 45 is 55. 1000 take away 372 is 628. 1000 take away 24 is 976, and 1000 take away 762 is 238. And now we've completed success criteria 1. So now we're going to move on to number 2, and this is to use the column method to add and subtract integers. So an integer means a whole number, so it's not a fraction or a decimal. So we want to calculate 14 plus 27. So we set it out, and we need to put it in columns of tens and ones. So 14 is 1 10 and 4 ones, and 27 is 2 tens and 7 ones. Now we've got them into columns, we can add them together. So we start with 4 plus 7 is 11. So we put 1 down and we carry the 10. Then 1 plus 1 plus 2 is 4. So our answer is 41. Here's a question for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to see what you should have done, press play. So we want to calculate 329 plus 234. So we need to put these numbers into hundreds, tens, and ones. So we've got 329 plus 234. So now we've put them in the correct columns, we can add the digits together. 9 plus 4 is 13. So we put the 3 down and we carry the 1 into the tens column. Then 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. And 3 plus 2 is 5. So our answer is 563. Here are some questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to mark your work, press play. Here are your answers. So there's your green answers, there's your amber answers, there's your red answers, and there's your purple answers. This time we want to subtract 296 away from 354. So we need to put them into columns of hundreds, tens and ones. And we've got 354 and we've got 296, and we're going to take them away from each other. So we start with the ones first. It's always important to start in the ones column. 4 take away 6 we can't do, so we need to borrow 1 from the tens column. So we cross out the 5 and change it to 4, and we put the one that we've carried in front of the 4. So now that's 14 take away 6. 14 take away 6 is 8. Then we move on to the tens column, and 4 take away 9 we can't do, so we need to borrow from the hundreds column. So that's now 2, and we put the 1 in front of the 4, so that's now 14. 14 take away 9 is 5. Then we move on to the hundreds column, and 2 take away 2 is 0. So our answer is 58. Here's a question for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to see what you should have done, press play. So for this question, we want to do 503 take away 189. So we put it into columns of hundreds, tens and ones. So we've got 500, no tens and a 3. Then we've got 189. We're going to take these away from each other. Now 3 take away 9 we can't do, so we need to borrow from the tens column. But there's nothing in the tens column, so then we need to borrow from the hundreds column. So we cross out the 5 and make it a 4, and we need to put the one that we've borrowed into the tens column. Then we can borrow from that 10, so we cross out the 10 and it becomes 9, and the one that we've borrowed goes in front of the 3. 13 take away 9 is 4. Then we move on to the tens column. 9 take away 8 is 1. Then we move on to the hundreds column, and 4 take away 1 is 3. So our answer is 314. Here are some questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to mark your work, press play. Here are your answers. So there's your green answers, there's your amber answers, there's your red answers, and there's your purple answers. Here are some more questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to mark your work, press play. Here are your answers. So there's your green answers. There's your amber answers. There's your red answers. And there's your purple answers. The greens made deer. The ambers made hedgehog. The reds made rabbit. And the purples made squirrel. And now we've completed success criteria 2. So now we're going to move on to number 3, and this is to use the column method to add and subtract decimals. Decimal places are numbers that appear after the decimal point. So we want to add these two decimals together. We've got 36.5 plus 2.65. Now if we were to line them up like this, would we get the right answer? And the answer is no. We've not lined them up correctly. The decimal points should all be underneath each other, and we need to have the tens, the ones column, and then the tenths and hundredths column. So we can't line them up like this. Instead, we need to line them up like this. We've got 36.5, so we need 3 in the tens column, 6 in the ones column, then we need our decimal point, and then the 5 is in what we call the tenths column. Then we've got 2.65, so that's 2 in the ones column, then a decimal point, then 6 in the tenths column, and then 5 in the hundredths column. Any gaps we can just fill with zeros. So now we can add the digits together. So we start with the right hand side, and we can put our decimal point in because we know our decimal points should all line up underneath each other. 0 plus 5 is 5. 5 plus 6 is 11. So we put 1 down and carry the 1 into the ones column. 1 plus 6 plus 2 is 9, and 3 plus 0 is 3. So our answer is 39.15. So make sure your decimal points all line up. That's how you know you've got them in the right columns. Here's a question for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to see what you should have done, press play. So in this question, we want to add 36.34 and 23.65. So we put them in the correct columns, like so. Make sure the decimal points all line up, which they do. Then we can start with the hundredths column. So 4 plus 5 is 9. 3 plus 6 is 9. 6 plus 3 is also 9. And 3 plus 2 is 5. So our answer is 59.99. Here's another question for you to have a go at. This time this one's subtraction. Pause the video, and when you're ready to see what you should have done, press play. So in this question, we want to do 54.45 take away 23.29. So we line our numbers up, make sure they're all in the correct columns. Then we start with the hundredths column. We can make sure our decimal points all line up. 5 take away 9 we can't do, so we need to borrow from the tenths column. So the 4 becomes a 3, and we put the 1 in front of the 5. 15 take away 9 is 6. 3 take away 2 is 1. 4 take away 3 is 1. And 5 take away 2 is 3. So our answer is 31.16. Here are some questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to mark your work, press play. Here are your answers. So there's your green answers. There's your amber answers. And there's your red answers. And now we've completed success criteria 3. So now we're going to move on to number 4, and this is to apply to problem solving questions. So in a bakery, there are 2 offers on loaves of breads and cakes. You can buy 3 loaves of bread and get a 4th for free, and buy 2 cakes and get a 3rd for free. Loaves of bread cost 99p each, and cakes cost £3.45 each. Tom buys 4 loaves of bread and 6 cakes. How much does he spend in total, and how much change should he expect to receive from a £20 note? So highlight the key information from the question, because there's a lot of information there. So Tom buys 4 loaves of bread, but when he buys 3, he gets a 4th free. And each loaf of bread is 99p. So we add 3 lots of 99p together. So he spends £2.97 on the bread. He wants to buy 6 cakes, and when you buy 2, you get a 3rd free. So in total, he's spending 4 lots of £3.45 on cakes. So he spends £13.80 on cakes. So if we add those together, he spends a total of £16.77. And if he pays with a £20 note, he should expect to get £3.23 change. Here are 4 questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to see what you should have done, press play. Here are your answers. So if we start with the green question, if we highlight the key information in the question, so Jamie walks 3.25 kilometres and then a further 2.5 kilometres, and then he walks all the way back again. So that's another 3.25 kilometres and another 2.5 kilometres. So that's a total of 11.5 kilometres. For the amber question, we highlight the key information first. So we want 4 packs of biscuits and 1 bottle of water. So if we add those together, Andrea spends £3.38, and if she pays with a £10 note, she should get £6.62 change. In the red question, we highlight the key information. So Alice has £345.67 in her bank account. We take off the amount that she spends on the bike, so she's now got £226.72. She gets paid £234.27, so we need to add that into her bank account. So she's now got £460.99 in her bank account. And then she gives her mum £120. So we take £120 out of her bank account. So she's now got £340.99 in her bank account. Finally, the purple question. So Emily is born in 1991. So we highlight the key information. And Joseph is 23 years older than Emily. So we need to take off 23 from 1991. So Joseph was born in 1968. Luke is 17 years younger than Joseph. So we need to add on 17 years to 1968. So Luke was born in 1985. Then Hannah is 49 years older than Luke. So we need to take 49 off 1985. So Hannah was born in 1936. And now we've completed success criteria 4. So now that we've completed the last objective, it's time to end the video. I hope you enjoyed it and hope you found it useful. Make sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to check out the videos on the rest of the channel. I'll see you next time. See ya.